Watch out. You know what it is?
The Cooper and Anthony Show.
I don't usually talk about holidays after they happen, but I haven't seen you since Thanksgiving, and something went down on Thanksgiving that I have to tell you about.
Is it family oriented?
Yes, it's family oriented, but it's worth the story. Trust me. I know you hate to go back and talk about things that already happened, but can I tell you what happened to me and my boyfriend on Thanksgiving?
Okay. Usually, because I don't know what you did for Thanksgiving, but I can just imagine it was you, your parents, and some other some stray person.
Okay, so it's usually there's a standard 8 that come to my house for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
That's we have stragglers all the time. Somebody will decide not to go home because it's too far away, or they have to work, or their boyfriend broke up with them, or something like that. And we always have stragglers. The most I've had, I think, is maybe 12, 15 people. So I over the years, I went and I bought a big giant table that has all these things that flip out, so I could. And then I borrowed chairs. My building has chairs in the basement that they lend people. So I have had to borrow chairs. That's him, and shove people in. One of those kind of Thanksgiving things. So the core 8 the core 4 is me, my boyfriend, and my parents. That's the core 4.
Right.
My cousin and her boyfriend come every year. I'm very close with her. Her family lives elsewhere in the country. I mean, the rest of our family. So she's, in my town. So she comes over with her boyfriend. They're part of the core 8.
There's 6.
That's 6. And then Joe, my boyfriend, one of his very best friends, he lived in France for a while. One of his very best friends from France now lives here with his wife, and he has a work visa. So he's here, but they don't know anybody. And Thanksgiving used to mean nothing to them, but now they're Americans, basically. So they have been coming for the past, I'm going to say maybe 8, 9 years, a long time. They're part of the core team. So that's the 8 of us. So no stragglers this year. Just the 8 of us. And I have an order in which I do things every single year. Monday, I shop. Tuesday, I make all the desserts. I pick up the turkey. And I clean every part of this house except the bathroom and the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Wednesday, I cook all the sides and I set the table. And I climb up on this big giant ladder. We have these shelves that go all the way back, and all of my Thanksgiving stuff is way back there because I only use it once a year. I got to pull a bunch of stuff out, climb down the ladder, pull more stuff up, climb down the ladder, and then I go get all this. And our table setting is fancy and schmancy. I have these big fake, what are they, mannequin hands that I use as napkin holders. And every year everybody gets either a finger, or they get the devil horns, or every year they can't wait to see what I've done with the hands. That's a running thing that we do. So, and then Thursday I clean the bathroom because I want it to be spotless for the guests, right? Thursday morning I always clean the bathroom, and I make the turkey and the stuffing and then any veggies we have. That's my usual routine. So Monday we get a call from Joe's French friends. He has lost his job. As a result, he no longer has a work visa.
Oh, no.
So that means he can no longer work in the United States. But somehow he found another job in Canada. And he starts the first week in December, but they have to go there to find a place to live. They're so sorry. They're going to miss Thanksgiving this year. And it's Monday. So I've already shopped for food. So we'll have a little more leftovers. No big, 2 people, not a big deal. Fine. So, sad to see you guys go. Really miss you. We'll miss you. We'll see you sometime. Have a good rest of your year. Goodbye. So now we're down to 6. Okay. And I'm cooking and I set the table and I've got the little mannequin hands and I'm all excited, On Wednesday morning, after I've set the table, bought all the food, cleaned everything except the bathroom, my cousin calls me like this. I'm so sorry. We have COVID.
No.
What? You both have COVID? I'm so sorry. We both have COVID.
I got a 30-pound turkey over here.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, my parents are in their 70s. Even though, even my parents were in their 20s. I don't care. I don't want 2 people with COVID at my Thanksgiving table. So now my cousin and her boyfriend are not coming. Okay. So now we're down to the core 4. My parents, me, my boyfriend, but I have this big giant table. And I was like, okay, I guess everybody will get like their own. It'll be like a kings and queens sitting at a table across, like, hello, pass the potatoes. What? Get like ring a bell or something. But whatever. It's a big giant table. So now I unpack their little mannequin hands and their place setting, and I climb back up my ladder and I go find the boxes because everything's very precious. I can't leave it out. I got to put everything away special.
Right.
So I go put everything away special. Now it's just the four of us. And I start cooking, and I notice that in the kitchen, it didn't get hot. My kitchen always gets very hot because it's a tiny kitchen, and when I have the oven on, it's very hot in there. I'm like, it's cold in here. Wonder what's going on. Open the oven. It's not working. Like, oh, maybe I didn't turn it on properly. I try again.
And it's gas.
Doesn't turn over. It's gas.
Okay.
It's gas. And it doesn't turn over. And it doesn't have a pilot light. It's not an old oven. It's a relatively new one. So it's one of those digital ovens that runs on gas, and it ignites itself, except it's not igniting itself. It's not working. And I still have to make the stuffing, the turkey, the potatoes,
for four
the
people.
dinner rolls. Well, yeah, but I have all the food. I bought all the food. So it's all getting cooked. It's all getting cooked at this point. So I don't know what to do. I have this next door neighbor who's very sweet, and she goes to her family in New Jersey. So I was like, you know what? I hate to bother you. Can I use your oven? No problem. Yeah, she's like, no problem. It's okay. So I'm over there. I'm using her oven. I'm running back and forth between her house and my house on Wednesday, cooking the sides, cooking everything I possibly can. I make a plan with her to come over on Thursday to cook the turkey. She's like, you know what? I'm leaving early. Just take a key. My apartment's your apartment. So the whole day, the whole morning, Joe, my boyfriend, and I are running back and forth between, because he does the turkey. He spatchcocks it. He splays the whole thing out. He pours all this stuff all over it and herbs and herb butter. It's amazing. So he's in charge of the turkey. So he and I are both running back and forth between her apartment and my apartment. And it's like we have this, it's almost like we have like this separate kitchen. Like we're rich. We have a separate kitchen that we're not even cooking in. So now it's okay. So dinner's called. We like to have dinner during dinner time. We're not these people that eat dinner at 2:00 in the afternoon. So dinner's at 5, which is early, but still reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
At 3:00, we're in we're in both kitchens running back and forth cooking. My phone rings and it's my mother. And she says, I need you or Joe to come up here immediately. I can't take this one more minute. My dad has this, it's called vertigo. It's not vertigo. It's something else, but it's like a vertigo where if he stands up too quickly, he gets dizzy very quickly and he sometimes falls, but mostly he stands up from the couch and he falls back on the couch. He stood up quickly from a chair and he fell and hit his head on a table. She's mad at him because he knows he has this. What is he doing standing up so quickly? They were fighting all morning anyway. So she's like, you have to come up here and get him and take him to the emergency room because I'm not doing it. I was like, Sandy, I love you, but I am in the middle of cooking in 2 different apartments because our oven broke. Joe is making the turkey. I've got other things. The dogs are here. We got to walk. Neither one of us can
You're
run
supposed
up there
to be
right
here
now.
to eat the turkey that I'm cooking in the next apartment.
Right. Exactly. So she says, well, if you're not going to come up here and help us, we're not coming to Thanksgiving. And she hangs up the phone. Yeah. You see where I get it from now, right? You see where I get it from. So I go into the other apartment and I say, Joe, I know you're in the middle of spatchcocking this turkey and he's trying to break the breastbone and he's leaving it anything in. He's got his elbow in it. He's really into it. And I'm still putting the stuffing together. I said, you know how everyone has canceled so far? My cousin's got the COVID. She can't come. And your friends are banished from the country. Well, now my parents aren't coming. My mother's taking my dad to the emergency room and she's mad that we're not coming with them. So they are not coming for Thanksgiving. It is just the 2 of us.
And you don't eat turkey.
and I don't eat turkey. So you are going to have to eat a 25-pound turkey by yourself. And you see that giant like thing of sweet potatoes that I made for like an army? That's just us. And all of that cranberry sauce that we're probably going to have a teaspoon of. It's yours. It's all ours. And remember when I said I was making dinner rolls and I thought maybe 6 wouldn't be enough, so I made 18. So those 18 dinner rolls are now also ours. Oh, and by the way, I didn't make one dessert. I made 5. And I have this thing that I do for Thanksgiving. I used to just make a bunch of pies and cakes, and people were like, boring. So one year I was like, okay, you people who called me boring, I made 1 apple pie, which is like a grandma's old recipe, so that has to happen. And then I made all these like mousses and profiteroles, and I make these like pumpkin whoopie pies, and I make millionaire shortbread and Linzer tarts and all these desserts because these idiots shamed me that my desserts weren't good enough. So now I am suddenly a pastry chef. That's why I spent all day Tuesday making the desserts, and I have made 5 desserts that are now going to be eaten by just my boyfriend and I. So we have this gigantic table. I take my parents' place settings. I grab the ladder. I climb all the way back up to the very top shelf. I pull everything down.
Crying, a little tear.
The little crying, a little tear coming, little mannequin hands, everything. All goes back. Very delicate. I can't leave it out. I can't take a chance, Put it all back. So we have this, and the table's already set. Like I went and bought, and I don't just mean the table. I mean like I have a runner. I got all these tons of flowers, all these candles. We have those little lights that they're battery operated, and you flip them on, and they're like little, like almost like Christmas lights. We have those everywhere. So it's just Joe and I with this giant table, with all of these flowers, with this giant turkey. Like suddenly he is, we're like a king and a queen. And he's the only person eating turkey. And it's this 25-pound turkey. And I got to tell you, we had a great time. We
Best Thanksgiving
we had
ever.
Seconds. We had thirds. We took a break. We went back. We had dessert. We had all the desserts. We tasted everything. And then we took a nap and we woke up and we ate again. My mother had the balls to call me and tell me, she called later on, we're back from the emergency room. So if you want to bring us our dinner, you can. You want me to bring you your dinner? I was so like dumbfounded, like, wait a second, you refuse to come for Thanksgiving dinner knowing this big giant dinner that I prepare every single year, knowing that the other 4 people canceled. It was just going to be the 4 of us. So, of course, what happens? Joe's like, let's get the car and bring them dinner.
Yeah, you have to, because what are you going to do with all that food?
I was like, screw her. Let's
what are you going to do with all the
Uber and come
food?
here.
You got to get
in an
rid
Uber,
of...
bitch. Get in an Uber, bitch, and come get your food.
You have 20 pounds of turkey left. Joe only ate 5 pounds of turkey. You still have 20 pounds of turkey to
Right.
do something with.
So I packed everything up and I get in the car and we drive it up to their place. I wouldn't even go up there. I was so mad. I made her come down and get everything. She come down with a cart, put everything on I gave her like half the turkey. Wouldn't you know, instead of calling and saying, thank you, that was awesome, she calls and goes, the turkey was a little dry.
No.
Yes. I'm not even joking. I was like, so I finally, I couldn't deal. I unleashed. I said, the turkey was dry. If you would have been here when it came straight out of the oven, it would have been delicious. Joe's turkey was delicious. Yours has been sitting here, heated up for 3 hours. That's why it's dry. Sorry. I'm not a delivery service.
And when it comes to you, none of this surprises me. None.
And let's remember, I did all this with a broken oven. I did this in someone else's oven in someone else's apartment.
Is the oven still broken?
Yes. I need a new oven.
Oh, you got to get a whole new oven. You can't just get some guy
it's
to
broken.
come fix
No,
it.
it's broken. It's no. I did. There's a guy in my building who fixes stuff. He came in. He said it's going to cost you like $300 to get a new starter, new igniter. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, and stoves are like
my
$325. So,
Yeah, right. I was like, the whole oven's $400. I'm just gonna get a new oven. It's a 15-year-old oven. I think I can part with it now.
none of that surprises me. None of it.
I didn't make any of that up. That is exactly what happened.